there was this school teacher, and after Christmas she had her first class. She was teaching first class, and she asked the different children what they got from Santa, what they got for Christmas. And one little fella said, "I got a choo-choo." Oh, a choo-choo. That's very baby talk. Why did you tell me what you got in real? I got a train set, miss. Next little fella, what do you get? I got a bow-wow. And that's strange, you should be talking proper English. What did you get? I got a dog, a little Jack Russell, miss. Next fella, what did you get? I got a book, miss. And what was the name of it? And your man scratched his head and looked at the ground and, Winnie this shit, he said.
Hold on.
Winnie the Pooh, you see,
This is a story that David's been on to me to do for the last 6 months.
That's the right one.
It's called The Holladay in the Sun. And it's about a farmer that's 70 odd years of age and he's lived a kind of a sheltered kind of a life where he's married to a big woman. When I say big woman, she's big. And she wants a holiday in the sun, so you have to. Myself and herself were chatting, it was a year ago or more, about the good times that we had and what the future held in store. She said, "Now Pat, don't get me wrong, but of all the things we've done, one thing my heart is yearning for is a holiday in the sun. For lately I've been dreaming I'm on this big jet plane and we're landing in a country where there's no such thing as rain. I'm lying on a sandy beach with a good book in my hand and I'm wearing my bikini and my skin's a golden tan." I said, "Now Madge, that's just a dream. Would you have a bit of wit? Unless the bikini was like a parachute, you know it wouldn't fit. I've no time for aeroplanes whizzing across the sky. God would have fitted us wings if he wanted us to fly. So settle down now, woman, and put more turf on the fire. We're simple country people. We've all that we desire." Well, with that she started barging about how good she was to me and the way she slaved around the place, and of course I had to agree. She left me feeling guilty. By God, she talked me round. So next morning, bright and early, me and her, we hit the town. Straight to the travel agent's man did promptly go. I had given my commitment, I couldn't tell her no. And in less than 20 minutes, with a twinkle in her eye, she shouts, "We're for Majorca, the first week in July." She was all excited, I cannot wait, and now we'll have to get some sun oil to protect us from the heat. Well, I followed her around the town till my 2 feet were sore. The sun oil we bought in gallons, to take it all to cover her. Now the weeks went by so quickly and the time was drawing near. 2 days before we were due to fly, I got diarrhea. Mad sent me for a bottle to the chemist shop, and in the end it thickened, and then thank God it stopped. Sure, I was feeling rightly till me 2 feet hit the plane, and the toilet seat was where I sat till we touched down in Spain. Now I could hear the pilot wishing all a pleasant flight, and me in me gloomy surroundings, trying hard not to, well, I wasn't feeling right. Boy, the heat was horrid on that foreign side, and my backside was like a kettle that was coming to the boil. As the sweat dripped from my nose, and Madge I put a curse as we were took to our apartment in an air-conditioned bus. Thank God we were driving in the middle of the night, for that fella was fully bent on driving on the right. He didn't know his highway code, and that's one thing for sure. If he drove like that around home, he'd be called one stupid idiot. Now, our apartment, it was lovely, that I'd have to say. And Madge, she took to singing and she put her clothes away. Then she came to me and whispered, "This could be our second honeymoon." But with that the cramps that started up, I said, "Where's that bottle and that spoon?" I toed and froed all night long from the toilet to the bed. And as I gazed on Madge's swimsuit, queer thoughts went through me head. It was spread out on the table like a blanket on a dish. I said the one that made it, I hope knows how to stitch. I was still lying awake and when the sun rose in the sky, then suddenly from down below I could hear this joyful cry. Now I wasn't sure, but I thought I could hear the sound of water splash. So over to the balcony, quickly I did dash. Well, all the sights I seen I'll not forget from that balcony. Took 50 years off me life, I felt like 23. A swimming pool, half full of girls, naked to the waist. The blood was coursing through me veins, I felt like a tormented beast. I took one look at the wife who was lying fast asleep. Me thoughts are far from Ireland, or me cattle, or me sheep. I shaved myself in record time and combed me bit of hair, and put on that new swimming trunks I swore I'd never wear. Now I might be easy going, but in ways I'm not a fool. And inside the next 2 minutes I was sitting by that pool. As I gazed at all them bosoms, oh, it was a pretty sight. All colours and creations, and me a snowy white. There was big ones, and there was wee ones. Some did sway while others plop. I was always told not to stare, but somehow I couldn't stop. God, I said, this is heaven, and I didn't have to die. Then I thought it might be a sin, so only chance one eye. But then I got chatting to this lassie with her hair up in a bun, and she said, would you like to join us and have a bit of fun? God, I said, I'd love to, but I can't swim a stroke. Ah, she said, that's no problem. And she put me on this rubber yoke. And she pulled me round the pool, and I kicked and splashed away. And I thought, if me farm was over here, I'd never lose a bale of hay. Then suddenly a shadow was blocking out the sun. It was Madge, and she was scowling at this lassie with the bun. Now I was all embarrassed by my wife's roars and bawls, and the next thing she was in the pool, coming at me like jaws. Now the water it had risen a fair few inches in the pool, and then she had me by the throat calling me a bloody fool. She took me tightly by the hand and back into the room. Either in a rain or in a holiday, it was doom and gloom. She sat in the corner reading a bloody book, while I sat on the balcony with orders not to look. Her eyes are piercing through me like a gun into my neck. I could hear the lassies down below. Boys, they were having crack. But soon we're back in Ireland, and I'm doing things I always do. But my mind often wanders back to that land with skies so blue. Especially in the evening when I'm milking me old cow. I'd be thinking of them bosoms and wondering what they're doing now. I dare not mention holidays in case I might get throttled. Madge has got herself a golden brown from the stuff bought in a bottle. You know it?
Well done. Thanks, Mick Demcey. Thank you.